Hello and welcome back. So I got out my 12 string today and I'm getting buzzing on this note here. So I grabbed my straight edge, went across these 3 frets and rock it, you can hear, which is meaning that this fret here is a little bit high and needs a little bit of a sanding down. So I'm going to take my black, not paid promotion, marking utensil and put a little notch on that there fret there, because that's the wrong fret. We'll get to that later, but I'm going to put a little note on this one because that is the one that needs a little sanding down. And how you know is, you want to find out where the rattling is coming from. Take your straight edge, put it across 3 frets, and rock. That one is a little bit high. And actually, the next one is a little bit too. So I've put a little black dot on those 2 frets. We're going to sand them down. But before we do that, of course, we're going to have to loosen off all the strings and remove them from the fretboard. So I'm going to go over every other note on here as well and see where else I'm getting a little buzzing from. Let's check these 3 right here. So this one right there is going to need a little work. So that's where we're going to go today. Fret filing time. Going to upgrade the 12 string a bit. So off to the bench. So we went over every note on the fretboard up to here because we don't play up in here very often, but there was those 2 and 1 over here, and that was it really. So we have to do this fret in the middle, these 2 frets at this end, and just a little bit, and we did that by going over each fret and making a clicky clicky noise. And the other one was over here. So once we get all the strings removed from the faceplate, the fretboard, we will also go over everyone again and double check them when it's all clean and clear. So that's where we're going to go. And of course, whenever we new strings, don't want to change them, we're going to be loosen them way off. We always loosen the skinny strings first. So right back. And so we of course use the old rope trick. Grab all the strings, well, these 3 sets off this side, these 3 sets off this side. Rope goes around underneath, back through, and then we're just going to tie it in a little half knot back here behind its back, and that will keep them clear of the fretboard while we do our sanding, filing. And there we go. So we get our fret file out, but now we're also going to go over every set of 3 and check the rocking. Now there's a little bit of rocking there, but down in this end it doesn't really matter that much. As long as you get your flat edge across 3 frets and rock, we might take a look at those because that one's good. Once you get up into here, this is too wide to catch just 3, so you're going to turn it on its end and then you can check it that way. For instance, These are the ones that are the worst, and this one as well. Those are the ones where we're having the note, but I'm going to go over each and every one of them and double check just to make sure everything is fairly flat. So here's where our problem is. Now I've spiraled it down a bit already, but there's just a little bit of ticking. The center is okay, and the far end is okay. There's just a little bit of ticking right here. Now how you want to do this is just do 1 or 2 runs and then check it again, all the while keeping in mind that the fretboard is curved this way, so when you're filing, keep a motion going. So that one is now good. This one needs just a touch all the way across. So remember to keep the curvature going. Just do a few flips and that end is pretty much okay. I can take a little bit off of the middle and this side. Now, as I say, just take a couple of swipes and try it again. So the middle is good, that end is good. There's still a little bit at this end. As was evident because there was still a bit of the black marker on there. And there we go. So the other one, because there's a black marker there, was right there. It's okay at that end. It's okay at this end. Just right in the middle. And take a few swipes. One more. Yes, I know that was 2, but okay. Oh, drink. So now we're flat again. Now I'm going to go over every one again and double check them to see if they're all flat. I did find down in here, I did have to touch one up a little bit. So now we've gone through all of them. There was more sanding than I was expecting. Sanding, filing. I had to do these 2. There was some up in here that just needed kind of slight tweaking, but now we're all back to flat. So I think now we will put the strings back on it, double check, see if we got any more buzzing. If we do have any more buzzing, then we're going to work on the truss rod. These were obviously the frets that were buzzing because they were intermittent. It wasn't like across the board anywhere. So let's restring, retune, and double check at that point. So I also took the opportunity to clean the guitar up now. When you're tuning a 12-string guitar, you get your bottom note, the fat string, to whether you tune it to E or in my case I turn it down to a D, but you get that, and the skinny string that's beside it is what, if when you push down on that string at the 12th, that's where you want your skinny string to be. Now I'm not tuning it right yet. I'm going to bring them all up into rough tune and then I will put it into hard tune because these are all going to change once I start bending them because they've been loosened off for a while. It's going to take a while to tune back up. Tuning a 12-string guitar is going to take you a little while, but it is worth it in the long run. So the next string, which to me is a G, fat string, G, or close by for just yet. Then I push down on that at the 12th, and that's where the skinny string goes. Now we follow this same formula up until you get to the two skinniest strings. They will be tuned to the same note. In my case, A and D. But anyways, the bottom two, because the gauge of the strings are the exact same, tune them to the same note. And then that will just give you that ring, the chime of the 12 string. So let's get it up to tune and see how it works. So now we've got it up into tune. Let's check each and every spot. Much better. That's where it was. You can almost hear a bit of it, but it might be just me not pushing hard enough. That's the other one. So the ones that were the problem were this one and this one. I can almost hear a bit of that one yet. Let's try and look down the neck and see if I can tell where. It's good enough for me. So that is it for today. All we did was took our file and just touched up. Went very lightly at it. We didn't go over the whole thing and level them all out and do all that sort of stuff. That would be a whole day job. This tweaks it. You know, if you're going to do the complete fret job, that's on a guitar that's old and used and worn out. Most of what I have are guitars that were lost somewhere. They don't have a lot of play on them. They were either lost and not played at all, or they were so badly set up that they didn't play right and you couldn't make it sound good, so you got frustrated and you stopped playing. And that's how I end up with them. So with that, please share, like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching. Tell me what I did right, did wrong. I know I'm not a luthier. I'm just an old guy with too much time on my hands. So with that, we'll catch you next time. Bye now.